Hi everybody and welcome back to Uncovering Sexual Health. As promised, this is my video of the reproductive systems of bodies with extra estrogen and bodies with extra testosterone. We're going to take a look inside these models, they both break apart, and talk briefly about the reproductive systems in both of these bodies. We're going to start with this one here, the body with extra estrogen. And what we know about bodies with extra estrogen is they have ovaries, and the ovaries are where the eggs are. They have fallopian tubes, they have a vagina, uterus, labia. They also have a urethra and bladder, and an anus. We'll be able to see all those parts in this model. So starting with the ovaries, we see that there's one on each side. So there's a left and a right ovary. So the ovaries carry all the eggs that these bodies will have in their lifetime. And what happens is during puberty, the eggs are mature and they begin to release. When we think of the menstrual cycle, each month an egg is released. What generally happens is 1 month an egg will be released from one side, and the next month it'll be released from the other side. So they kind of take turns because the eggs are maturing and developing in the ovaries over time. Next we have the fallopian tubes. And what happens is the egg, when it's released, is it goes and starts traveling down the fallopian tube. For pregnancy to happen, a sperm must travel up the vagina, through the cervix, up through the uterus and to the fallopian tubes and meet an egg in the fallopian tube. If an egg isn't fertilized, it'll keep traveling down the fallopian tube and go into the uterus. In my cross section here, we can see that this here is the uterus. This part here is the cervix, and this is the vagina. So the uterus is where a baby would develop if a sperm and egg joined in the fallopian tube. Here's a better picture of what the uterus looks like. And what happens is each month during the menstrual cycle, menstrual fluid begins to build up along the side walls of the uterus. And that helps with nourishment and protection of the growing fetus. And it helps also with the implantation of the fertilized egg. And if an egg isn't fertilized, the menstrual fluid will be released from the uterus, travel through the cervix, and out the vagina. In this model, we can see the bladder and the urethra. Just in front of the urethra, this blue spot on my model here, this is the clitoris. What we know about the clitoris is that the only purpose of it is for pleasure. And it's hard to tell in this model what it actually looks like, but I've got an actual clitoris model that came out of one of the vulva models I have. This part here is the head of the clitoris, and sometimes this will be protruding out through the clitoral hood. So if we look on the model, this blue part here, this part of the clitoris is this part of it. So there's a whole structure inside the body here around the vulva that has the bulbous features and the kind of the arms of the clitoris. Other parts of the body are the labia. So we've got the outer labia and the inner labia. And the cool thing about bodies with extra estrogen and bodies with extra testosterone is a lot of the tissue in the reproductive areas is quite similar. So the tissue of the clitoris is similar to the tissue of the penis. The ovaries are similar to the testicles in tissue makeup. Now we'll look at bodies with extra testosterone, or bodies with testicles and a penis. So what we can see on this model here is that the penis is out front, and the head, this part of the penis is called the glans. So the tip of the penis where the urethra comes out is the glans. The testicles, there's one on each side in this model, and the testicles hang outside the body And generally one testicle will hang just a little bit lower than the other testicle. The testicles, if we take a closer look inside the testicles, this is what you call the seminiferous tubules, and this is where sperm develops and matures. So once the sperm is mature, it'll wait here in the epididymis until the person has an ejaculation. And in order for ejaculation to happen, the person would have an erection, so that means their penis would be upright or erect. And the sperm would travel through the vas deferens, and it picks up extra fluid from these vesicles on the back, which are the seminal vesicles. And then it travels through here, which is the ejaculatory duct, and through the prostate gland. And it actually picks up additional fluid out of the prostate gland before it is sent through the urethra and ejaculated. So there'd be an erection, so the fluid would go up. Similar to a body with extra estrogen, this body has a bladder and the urethra. So semen will travel through the urethra, and urine actually travels through the urethra. They don't happen at the same time. There's actually kind of a shut-off valve that if a person is having ejaculation, the bladder is kind of off limits. And if the person is peeing, then they wouldn't be ejaculating semen. Other points about this body, there's the anus, like in the other body with extra estrogen, colon, and again the pubic bone, similar to the other body. So that was a quick overview of bodies with extra testosterone and bodies with extra estrogen. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And keep an eye out for my new videos. They come out every Sunday. Thanks for watching.